Greetings, fellow cruisers. This is Jeff with Enjoy Life Traveling. Today we are going to discuss some of the myths that are out there, and I'm going to debunk them for you so you know exactly what kind of cruise you're going to have, and it's going to be a good one. Trust me. Here we go. All right, first myth. Cruises are only for old people. Well, the modern ships are packed with families, young adults, activities, water slides, rock climbing, and really just picking the right ship will make all the difference in the world as to whether you're going to get one experience or another. Number two, you'll definitely get seasick. Cruise ships have stabilizers on them. Some of the older ships have only 2 stabilizers, but it still does a great job under most circumstances. And the newer ships, and when I say newer ships, you're probably talking 2000 and above, most of those are going to have 4 stabilizers, and that really makes things different. And then as they've gotten some of the even bigger ships that are wider, that base also helps. So really, there's only been one time in the 50 or so cruises that I've done that I've went, wow, this ship is really moving. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to get seasick, but there's enough medicine out there and stabilizers. You don't have to stay sick. If you use the medicine the right way, you're going to be in much better shape. I unfortunately know some people that didn't use it in the right way, tried to take it too early, and it affected them just the opposite of what they wanted. So use the medication the way it's supposed to be used, and don't worry about getting seasick. Myth number 3, cruises are too expensive. Really, cruises are one of the least expensive ways to get everything that you're wanting. Say you're like me, you're in the middle of the United States, you're nowhere near a shoreline, and you're wanting to go to the beach. The same trip to Florida, the flight or the drive is going to be the same for you, so we'll just throw that right out. The most expensive part of that's going to be different is that you're only going to spend one night in a hotel before you get on the cruise ship, and you're going to spend however many nights in that hotel, and it's going to cost you each night really more than what it would cost on a day on the cruise. It can be mitigated depending on the size of the families in which you're purchasing. There are ways to do that, but when you take into account that you're going to get plenty to drink, I'm not talking the alcohol, I'm talking water, tea, coffee, juices, they're things to eat. You're not going to get thirsty. All your food's included. Is it the most glamorous food? Not always, but depending on what you're after, there's plenty of options out there, even for a nicer meal. I can make a pretty good argument that actually going camping in a cabin is more expensive than being on a cruise ship. And I mean that. Myth number 4, cruises are overcrowded. Bigger ships have way more space and venues. Check the passenger space ratio when booking. There is a difference on those. And depending on what you're looking for, even those huge mega ships that was on Icon earlier this year, they do such a great job because they've done it for so long of spreading things out that really there was only a handful of events that were, I would say, really overpacked. And there's other events going on, so you don't have to do every event. You can find stuff that works around what you're after. I would not worry about too many people as being a reason to not take a cruise. Myth number 5, you're going to feel trapped, claustrophobic. Now, many days you're in a new port. Ships have tons of open decks and outdoor spaces. Unless you just spend all of your time in an interior cabin and not leaving your room, this really shouldn't be an issue for you. Next myth for you, the food is all buffet and low quality. Many ships have excellent specialty dining options that you can pay for, but the options that are going to be in most of the main dining rooms are all going to be very good. And yes, there is going to be a buffet in most of the ships. And even with those, there's some higher end things on there. Yes, you can get the simple stuff if that's what you like. Sometimes you just want a hamburger or a hot dog. Those things are going to be there, but there's going to be other things, other flavors to try that you can just try, and if you don't like it, get something else. So if you want to try some different Indian foods, you can do that. And they'll have different specialty days out there to cover some different things. They'll have Italian, they'll have some Asian inspired things. There's going to be some options for you besides just your hamburgers and hot dogs. And again, in the main dining room, you're going to be able to have your steaks. Many times there's a lobster night, shrimp nights. There's a lot of food out there depending on what you're wanting to do. And there's also plenty of fresh options, fresh fruit. So you really don't need to worry about that. So that'll bring me to the next myth, and this one's going to make sense, is you're going to gain a bunch of weight. That's really up to you. There are salads, fitness centers, stairs, and active excursions. Yes, if you make sure you have extra ice cream every day, multiple times a day, and extra desserts and having second helpings. Yeah, anytime you do that anywhere, that's what's gonna happen. So if you do that on a camping trip and you eat too much, you're gonna gain weight. Myth number 8. Everyone on board gets drunk. It's a total nonstop party. Trust me, bartenders cut people off. And there are plenty of ships that are very chill with the families and really family focused. Now, if you are looking for a party, you can find it, but you don't necessarily have to think that a ship's going to be a drunk fest unless you pick a ship like, say, Utopia of the Seas that markets itself as the biggest party at sea. Now, if you go on that and you're looking for something that's more relaxing, you get what you deserve. You got to take some time and learn these ships, learn what is what, because they are not all the same. Myth number 9, you have to dress up every night. Most lines are super casual, actually. They may have a formal night. Those formal nights are usually more of a suggestion. It's not something you're going to find enforced on most ships. Now, if you go with a ship that is an incredibly high-end ship that is out there just for that, absolutely. Now, I want you to know, if you are in a situation to where it's formal night and you're wanting the food and you don't have something formal to wear, that doesn't mean you can't go in the main dining room. You can still wear jeans or whatever. I have yet to see a Royal Caribbean cruise. I've done it myself. I've worn shorts to formal night. That's what I had available. No one said a word. Maybe there was someone that had a problem with it, but I'm never going to see that person again, and really nothing I'm doing at the dinner table should alarm them. So it's really more of a nosy thing, and since it's not a rule, I'm not breaking any rules there. Again, the dress thing is just a suggestion. So if you want to dress up and do all the pictures, do that, and if not, don't worry about it. Dress codes and the theme nights should not be something that stops you. Sometimes on, say, 70s or 80s night, I'll just wear this Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop shirt and go with that. It's a bit humorous, but I don't have to wear that. I'll wear whatever I want. It just happens I do a lot of 80s shirts, so I have a lot of that kind of stuff. You wear what you want. All right, myth number 10. Cruises are all-inclusive with no hidden costs. Gratuities, drinks, Wi-Fi, excursions, that all usually cost extra. It does need to be a part of your budget. There are certain cruise lines that will give you some different things along those lines. So say like a Virgin Voyages, which is really sort of that next step up because there's different levels of the type of cruise you're going to take. It's an adult-only cruise, and that would be one of those cruises to where like the specialty dining is included. They have some different drink options, but those are more paid. All the non-alcohol stuff, for the most part, you can get. So there are different options out there for you, but again, most of the time it's not going to be all-inclusive. That does not mean that if you try to compare this to going to an all-inclusive in one location, that it's going to be a better situation for you. Because sometimes paying for the drink package is better than not, depending on your circumstances. And again, if you're all-inclusive, if you don't want the drink package and you weren't going to drink that much in the all-inclusive, you're probably going to do better off than having to pay for all that. Myth number 11, there are too many kids running all around. That is only true on a family-heavy sailing. There are specific sailings that are certainly going to be more for kids, and when you book that cruise, it's going to also make a difference. So a new ship with all the bells and whistles and slides, probably going to have more kids. If you're doing it in spring break or when school's out in the middle of the summer, you're going to have more kids. There are ways around this. Sometimes, well, most of the time, those older ships, they don't have as many kids. So if you're wanting to get away from that, you can do that. And even some of the newer ships, there's still plenty of options. And it doesn't really matter what brand you're looking for. Most of them are going to have something that has more adult-friendly type sailings than what you might find on, again, one of those ships that are really just made for the families and the kids. Number 12, cruise ships are dirty and full of germs. I've had friends say that it's just a floating petri dish. It is not. Facts are that they are held to strict cleanliness standards. It's actually safer than many of the hotels and resorts that you go to. If you look around and you're paying any attention at all, you can see these guys wiping down stuff day and night. When you're in bed sleeping at 2 o'clock, there is somebody washing those railings going up and down the steps every night. They do a great job. Obviously, when you see these things, when you're going to take a cruise and then you watch say, like a cruise news kind of a thing, you're going to hear about something that happened. And right now, the hantavirus that happened, I don't know, a week ago or so. And so it's making a lot of the news. That is incredibly rare. It is not something you need to worry about. Again, your chances of getting this virus is way lower than going to, again, resorts, going to, shopping malls, going to big sporting events and stadiums. So you're really not taking any extra chances there. And I would bet that they're doing a better job of doing cleanliness maintenance there than one of the stadiums are playing sports. Myth number 13, you're going to be bored with nothing to do. There are ships that are going to have different offerings, that's for sure. So it's really first going to be about which ships that you want to be on. If you're looking for all the slides and the roller coasters and whatever, then you need to pick a ship that has those things. There are ships out there that are more relaxing, but even with those, if you get that and you're going, well, gee, that's so inexpensive, I'm going to do that one, but it doesn't have anything. It depends on the things. So some of the smaller ships may still have a few slides on them. Most of them, say on Royal Caribbean, have their rock wall. But if you're looking for stuff to do, there's going to be shows going on, comedians, dancing, all kinds of different things going on, jugglers, depending on the shows. Almost all of them are going to have casinos on them. And so if you like to do that, there's going to be trivia games on there. There's going to be, a lot of them have a sports court on there. They're going to have different functions going on at those. And really, throughout the day, there's going to usually be something that's available to you. And then you can sneak in your pool time. You can sneak in your hot tub time. You can sneak in if you want to do something like I was talking earlier as far as going to the fitness center. Most of them have that. There's plenty to do on a ship. And there are ways to find out what each ship offers. So I would tell you, do not worry about that. It's a myth. There's plenty to do on a cruise ship. Myth 14, ships are dangerous and disaster prone. Statistically very safe with rigorous inspections, medical facilities, and a trained crew. You're going to find that a cruise ship is not very likely at all to have any major issues. The things that of course get reported on are if something happens, but you're not going to stop driving a car because you heard about an accident on the TV. Nor should you stop if you heard that a wind hit a ship and it tilted and then they got it, fixed and nobody was hurt. But those things are what makes the news. That you can find the things that look scary and put more into it than what it really is, and get you so worked up that you don't enjoy the cruise or end up canceling a cruise that really you would have had a fantastic time on. Don't worry about that. Myth 15, ships will leave you behind in port. They're only going to sail without you if you miss the all-aboard time. Now, that all-aboard time is announced clearly. It'll be on the intercom as you're walking off the ship. There's going to be a sign for it. It's obviously something, if you have any concerns, you can ask when that is. So, yeah, you have to be on ship on time, but if you've booked an excursion that's through the ship, so it's their choice, if something happens, they've got you covered. They're going to make sure that you have a way. They're going to wait for you, or if something for unforeseen happens, they're going to make sure you can get where you need to, and so you're not just stuck. Do they happen? Rarely, but yeah. Now, if you do something on your own, and even if it seems like it's the same experience and somebody was booking for an excursion, if you did it on your own and something happens to that excursion, they blew a tire out and they were late getting back or, whatever, yeah, that's going to be on you. So that is one of the things to where if you're going to book an excursion that is like a third-party excursion or direct to somebody, you're going to want to make sure that you take the time to leave on time, to make sure that you're going to make it on time. It's not something you want to cut close. To be a pier runner, to me, makes no sense. I understand if, your clocks are off an hour, if that's what you're worried about. But I don't try to get back at just an hour early anyway. I try to get back 2 hours early in that neighborhood because I know, even though I do a very good job of keeping track of when I'm supposed to be back, I don't want to take a chance if there's a delay or something like that. If I fall, I don't know. that I can get back on time. So just simple planning, that's going to get you past this one. It's not something you should be worrying about. It just common sense and making sure that you know when you're supposed to get back, you should be good.
Myth number 16.
The cabins are tiny and claustrophobic. Most people spend very little time in the cabin. Now, if you got a balcony or suites, they're going to give you plenty of space, and you're not going to really have to worry about any of that. However, there's going to be also plenty of space on that ship. If you're looking to sit outside and just watch the ocean, and you don't have a balcony, or really the whole window thing, the port window, I get very little out of that. But there's plenty of places on that ship. A lot of times there's going to be something on decks 4 or 5, and there'll be lounge chairs on either side, and you can watch the ocean there. And usually at that point, there's some place relatively close if you're looking to get a beverage. Rarely do I see to where there's going to be like a server, but there are ways around that. That's a whole different video. And of course, the pool deck, it's going to have drinks if you want to do that, and there are plenty of ways around making sure you don't have to get back up and down, which I can get into a little bit. You know, I use a cooler sometimes, depending on what I'm looking to do on that ship. I plan ahead for what I'm doing, and if you're planning on doing some cruising more than once, that might be something that you keep in mind. Myth 17, cruising isn't real travel or culture. Ports let you explore these cities, the food, the history. It's a great way to sample multiple places. Yeah, if you're just wanting a beach day, and you could do that on, you know, in Florida versus Aruba, that's fine. But it is nice to, if you've been to Aruba, it's pretty nice, and I highly recommend it. But if you're looking to enjoy the culture, the history of the city, I got plenty of suggestions for you on that. This won't be the video for it, but there's plenty of ways to enjoy the culture of the city and really get a feel of what it's like there. Myth number 18, cruises are bad for the environment. Lines are moving towards cleaner fuels, reducing waste, and setting bigger sustainability goals. You're going to find that no matter what the cruise line is, they're going to have something for you, and they're quite proud of it. And in some of the ships I've been on, you can actually buy some of the merchandise that is for their version of, you know, Save the Waves programs. You're going to be able to even buy merchandise for that, where a portion of it goes to whatever that charity is that they're looking to fund. And again, they all have something that they're doing, even culturally. There's always something going on, and the cruise line is doing what they can and impact the community positively and impact the ocean minimally. You know, I hope you found this helpful and informative. If you have something that I've forgotten here besides these 18, please let me know. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.